we have a lot of complaints. People are talking about, okay, I did this, I did that, I bought the property, I want to invest in real estate, and this happened, I was scammed, this happened. So I said, okay, let me come and talk about the general mistakes, the mistakes to avoid. A lot of times the mistake comes from the client. Basically, most times it comes from the client. So I'll be talking about, well, everything falls under three things I'll be talking about today. So, what are the common mistakes that are made by investors, by real estate investors? Well, the number one here on my list is rushing to buy a property without proper documentation. I've said it severally. Do not rush to buy any property. There is nothing like, this property is going to be sold out now, buy it now. I'm not saying that you should not talk. I'm not saying that you should not buy a property as soon as possible. I'm not saying that you should take your time, like take too much time to buy a property, and before you know it, the property is sold out. What I am saying is that do not rush to buy a property. Before you buy a property, there are several steps you have to take before you buy a property. Don't just see a property, they tell you this property is for sale, and you just move there, you just tell them, oh yeah, let me transfer my money now, and you just transfer money and you just disappear. You've not bought the property. In short, most times you've just dashed someone your money. So there are different steps in which you can take to avoid these mistakes of you rushing to buy a property. Yes, the property is in a very good location. Yes, this is in a very good area, but they should be able to give you time to make all your proper findings. As a realtor, I tell my clients, before you buy these properties, there are things that you need to find out. There are processes that you need to take. Okay, you want to buy a property. First thing first, if you are buying a land or a house, bring in your surveyor to come and take the coordinate of that property that you want to buy. Now, the coordinate means the surveyor will come, they know what coordinate is. They will take the coordinate of that property, then check if this property is not under government acquisition. Number one, if the property is not a government property. So this is very, very important, because if you buy a property that is a government property, you would eventually lose that property because it belongs to the government. There's nothing you can do. So they need to check that one first. Is it on that? Forget that there's building on it and everything. It could be a government property. So the surveyor will do that for you. Check if it is not a government property. If it is not a government property, number two you need to do is get a copy of the document that the owner of that property has on that property. If they have a registered survey, go to the Ministry of Land. Your surveyor can run this for you as well. They need to check to confirm in the Ministry of Land that this property is genuine, and the name of the property is the name of the person that wants to sell the property to you. You need to confirm all these things. Don't just rush and just drop your money and buy a property without proper confirmation. Check, okay, this property, yes, the person that wants to sell it to you is the name of that person that is also on this document given to you. Fine, now you've taken a good step. Then you can now go, okay, what is important. Involve your legal bodies to do your documentation and all before making payments. Then when you make payment, I say this a lot of times, when you make payment, don't just go and sleep. You need to do your own documentations as well. You need to, when you buy a property, don't just say, okay, I've bought this property, it is not my property. It is not your property if you've not done the proper documentation. Now go do your own registered survey, or do a change of name on the registered survey, the name that has been there already. Do it. If it is a C of O that is there, cross check that C of O to see that the property is not a property that they've used to loan money in bank, or they've used to loan money anyway. So these are things that you need to check. If it's a C of O property, there's a way they will run out the document for you. It is going to show it if they've used the property to loan money, so that you don't buy a property where in the next few months the bank will come and tell you that it belongs to them. You just bought the wrong property, and they will take it from you because they have every right to. So when you do all of this, then now go and do your own documentation on this property. Do your registered survey. If you want to do your C of O, do your C of O. Now the registered survey, now the number one is the deed of assignment. There are different types of document that I have talked about earlier here. Number one is the deed of assignment. Now the deed of assignment is an agreement between the buyer and the seller, saying that I have bought this property from you, you sold this property to me at so price, this property is located I bought, this is the size of the property that I bought, this is what it is worth. That is what the deed of agreement is for. Then the next one, the registered survey, is to show you as the buyer that this is the size of your land, this is where your land is located, this is the point at which your land is, this is your land is from this axis to this axis, this is the address of your land, then it carries your name. That is what the registered survey is for. Now the C of O, that is the most important document in all of the documents. It is an agreement between you and the government that you've bought this land, because every property you see today is owned by the state government, whether you like it or not. It is the truth. So the C of O is what is an agreement between you and the government, stating that, okay, I have bought this land, or I now own it. The government cannot come tomorrow and just wake up and say they want to demolish my building and collect my property. They need to compensate me for what my property is worth, because I have a C of O on it. So we need to know all of this, the meaning of each document. So don't just rush to buy a property. That is the number one mistake people do, rushing to buy a property. I don't want to lose this property, and they just drop money and they end up losing their money and everything, because they didn't do their proper due diligence on the property. Any genuine person that wants to sell a property to you, any genuine realtor, would give you time to cross-check on the property. All of these things will not take you more than a day or 2 days to check all of these things. So why can't they give you a day or 2 days for you to just go and run all of these things before they now sell the property to you? So that is the number one mistake that is made. Number one is rushing to buy property without proper verification on the property. Number two is not calling a professional realtor. Yes, because a professional realtor would have told you the processes you need to take in buying a property. A professional realtor will not rush you and say, come and buy this property, without allowing you do the right steps, the right things. Even if you are buying from an estate, you need to be able to still confirm that this estate, this developer, is a genuine developer. There are lots of bad developers out there. This developer, what project have they done? Have they delivered? What do they work with? Is there integrity? Have they been working? What are the complaints from people? What are people saying about this developer? Should I also put my money in there? Hope it's not a developer that you give your money to, and in the next 5-6 years you will not see land, you will not see house, you will not see your money. They will just say that they are coming, and they will keep coming till Jesus comes. So a professional realtor would have done their own due diligence, because a professional realtor that is working with integrity and all, we have a lot to lose too. I mean, I don't want to sell a property to someone, money that I did not collect. I'm not going to sleep in prison or sleep in AFCC. I'm way too young or too fresh for that. So I would also do my own due diligence on my own side to make sure that whatever it is I'm selling to my clients is not something that will cause me trouble or put the name of my business in the mud that I've been building for years. So get you a professional realtor that is not just going to tell you, come and buy, I'm selling, come and sell, I'm buying, and all of that. A professional realtor that will walk you through the real estate journey, that will give you all the advice you need to give, that will tell you all the right steps you need to take in acquiring a property. So this is very, very important. Get a professional realtor to work with. A lot of people, because of, I don't want to pay a realtor. How much is the realtor collecting? 5% to 10% maximum. So you want to, because of 5%, 10%, lose millions of naira that you want to invest in the property. It's not really a wise decision to make. I don't want to pay a realtor, I'll go and look for the property myself. Then they will go look for property and end up with a scammer, someone that will scam them, or end up with the wrong property. Maybe the family does not even know that this person wants to sell the property, just sell, and the family stands up and tell you that you can't take the property from them because they don't know about it. But when you get a professional realtor, they would have done their own due diligence. So do not be what's the saying, penny wise pounds foolish, and say I don't want to pay a realtor 5 or 10%. 5% or 5% of 10 million naira is 500,000 naira. Yes, 5% of 10 million naira is 500,000 naira. So if you, because of, okay, I don't want to pay 500,000 naira, you don't want to, because of 500,000 naira, secure a property worth 10 million naira, then who is doing who? So this is very, very important. Get a professional realtor that would, in short, make your real estate purchase really easy for you. And if you are buying a property of 5 million or 1 million naira, you are just paying 10%. Property of 1 million naira, 10% is 100,000 naira. 10% to secure your property, to secure your money, is what you don't want to pay. So do not, because of that, lose your money. Get a professional realtor that would walk you through the real estate journey, that will tell you the right steps to take, that even they've done the due diligence on a property before they even bring it to you and tell you that come and buy this property. They've done their own due diligence, so they're not just selling anyhow property to you. Don't just get an agent that just any property they see, they just pick up and just come and buy. No due diligence, no nothing. They don't even know anything about the property. They don't even know if the property is genuine or not. Get a professional realtor. Talk to a professional realtor. It is very, very important. Forget about they're collecting so percentage. I am working. I'm meant to collect my money. You are also working, and you also want to collect your money wherever it is you're working. So don't think that because you're coming to me, I won't collect my money. I'll definitely collect my money 100%, because I know the work that I am doing for you, ensuring that you buy a genuine property, ensuring that your investment is safe. Because if anything happens, it is me you will come back to come and drag me and say, bring back my property. So get yourself a professional realtor to walk you through your real estate journey. This is one of the mistakes that a lot of people make. I don't want to pay realtors. I will do it myself. I'll go and look for property myself. They end up with omonile property, with properties that are not duly verified, because even they don't have a knowledge of the things to look out for before buying a property. A realtor already knows the right things to look out for before you buy this property. They know if the property is not genuine or if it is genuine. So get a professional realtor. Do not make these mistakes again. Number 3, and the last one on my list today that is very, very important, is get a legal body. Get a legal body. See, lawyers, baristas, these legal steps, they are very, very, very important in real estate. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot invest in real estate without involving legal steps. You just cannot. So don't think, I want to buy a property, I don't need a lawyer. You need a lawyer. You need a lawyer. I'm not saying that there's going to be a problem, but you are investing, you are buying a property. You need a lawyer to help you prepare documents, help you prepare a genuine document, process all the documents for you. There will be documentation in real estate. In short, documentation is way more important. It's the most important thing in buying real estate. Real estate is not just, I have money, this is my money, I've owned this land. If you do not do proper documentation, you will end up 90% of the time lose that property without proper documentation. And someone that buys that same property after you, if they should do their own proper documentation, they would win this property in any way. So without proper documentation, you cannot win any property anywhere. With the government, with anybody, with the people, you cannot win any property. So documentation is very, very important. Don't just buy a property and feel like you don't need a lawyer, you don't need proper documentation. You are about to lose that property. Lawyer will collect 5%, lawyer will collect 10%. Yes, they will collect their money. Yes. But like I said earlier, what is 5%, 10% in you securing your money? I mean, you want to buy a property worth 100 million naira, and you don't want to pay 5 million naira to secure a property of 100 million naira. So I think we as well as human beings as well should sit down at times and just, okay, let me just think about this. Why would I want to invest so amount and I cannot pay so amount to secure this property? Legal bodies are very, very important in buying real estate. A lawyer is important. There are different things that a lawyer knows that you do not know. It is their profession. They know these things. They know the right document. They know how to look for the right document. They know how to help you prepare the right documentation between you and the buyer. They know each processes that you can take. And even if any problem wants to come up, you can still call that lawyer and they can still help you fight this case and win. So don't just think probably you don't need a lawyer. I don't need documentation. We've had, in short, there is a lot of stories when it comes to documentations with clients. We've had clients that they'll buy a property from you, you'll be the one chasing them around to come and do documentations on their property. They'll buy a property from you and disappear. You won't come, I won't be held accountable for that same property after sending it to you maybe 6 months later, and someone else comes to drag that property from you because you did not do proper documentation on it. You are supposed to. We have this issue with them. Come and do your documentations and they will tell you, hey, I don't have money for documentation after I've bought the land and everything. It is not enough to just buy a property without good documentation. Documentation is very, very important in real estate. You don't have any document, you bought a property that it is not here, you've not done any document in your name on that property. So now imagine someone else now goes there behind you, behind the realtor, behind everybody, picks up that same property, do a proper documentation on it, and tomorrow you want to come and fight for that property. It's not going to work. They have the, in short, in the court of law, who has the document, who has the genuine document? This person. That is the owner of the property. You don't own anything. And when they ask you where's your own document, and you tell them that, hey, actually I just bought it, I did not do any document on it. Since I've bought it and it is my land, I just left it there. Okay, it's not something that we can talk about. I've said it a lot of times, but I think we still need to keep talking about it, because people feel like they just want to take our money. It's not like we need them. They just want to take our money. It's not like we need them. All of these things is actually for you to invest safely, and for you to invest in something that you can go and sleep and not have to be worried about anything. Tomorrow they won't have to call you and tell you that some people have come to your land or monile. Next tomorrow somebody will not come and tell you that this is my land, remove your building, I want my property back, I want this back, because you did not do all the necessary documentation. A lot of properties that are to be sold today, when you ask them what document do you have on it, they'll tell you they don't have any document, which is very, very wrong. Because number one, it makes your property even difficult to sell. If there's no proper documentation on it, it will be very, very difficult to sell, because people will not want to buy a property that does not have any documentation on it. Yes, documentation is going to cost you money, but it's just very few money compared to what you invest on that property. It's going to cost you very, very few money for you to secure your own property, so that you can have peace of mind. So one thing I used to advise people is that whenever you want to buy a property, always factor in all of these things. At most 15 to 20%. You are going to sort out your realtor, sort out the legal system, do your documentation at the Ministry of Lands, that is your registered survey, or maybe your COO, and every other thing, your deed of assignment. Every of this property, factor this in. It is part of the money you are using to buy a property. Don't just say they told me that the property is 10 million naira and all you are getting is 10 million naira, nothing more. You need to get more. If the property is 10 million naira, budget that, okay, I'm buying a property worth 15 million naira. You are still going to have change. So you pay for the property 10 million naira, you pay for every other things which are part of the properties that you are buying as well, which is your deed of assignment, which is your legal fee, which is the realtor's fee, the broker's fee, which is the registered survey, the money you'll be paying at the Ministry of Lands to get every other document that you need to get on this property. This is the best way for you to secure any investment, for you to secure your investment. So just factor all. That is the scope. That is the way to make things work. You want to buy a property worth 1 million naira, just know, budget another money aside to do all of this documentation, because it is important. These are the things that secure your wealth. These are the things that secure your money. These are the things that secure your documentation, so that in the future you don't start having issues, having problem. You don't even know the land you bought. You didn't make proper verification if it is a government properties, and the government will come tomorrow and tell you that they want to use their property, and you now start shouting and screaming to the whole world that the government wants to take your property, because you didn't do proper documentation before to check to see that this property that I'm buying is under government acquisition. The government, it's been for the government years back. Any property you see in any state today is owned by the government, the state government. Every single property in Oyo State is owned by the state government by law, until you now buy it and do your own proper documentations and sign a deal between you and the government, your COO, your registered survey, to state that you've bought this property. Aside that, it is not your property. It belongs to the state government. This is just the truth that you need to know. So whatever property you see today belongs to the state government until you do your own proper due diligence. So do not make all these mistakes of thinking that you don't need documentation. All you need to do is just put money down for land and disappear. The moment you disappear, your land will disappear. This is the truth. So all of these things are things that we need to learn. These are the mistakes that a lot of people have made, and they will come up and tell you that I lost my land, I bought a land, and they came to take my land from me or money. And a lot of times when I ask them, when you bought the land, what were the things you do before buying the land? They just said, someone just came to me and told me that there's one land available in one place, and I went to check that the land is in a good location and just dropped money. I just bought it, and they said the land is around somewhere, and and I'll just be like, someone just took you to a property. Well, I'm not going to blame people. It's because that is why you have people like us to always put you through on things like this so that you do not make that mistakes again. There are steps to take. There are people buying property and they are building and they are fine with their property. There's no issue on it. It's because they are taking all the right steps they need to take. There are steps you need to take, which I just listed and I just explained. And number one, I said, do not rush to buy any property without proper documentation. That is number one, very important. Number two, get a professional realtor to walk you through the real estate journey. A professional realtor, they don't care about whether you buy any property or not. Get a professional realtor. Then number three, a legal body. A barrister, a lawyer, they are very, very important when it comes to real estate. They are able to walk you through this real estate journey and make sure that everything goes easy for you, and be able to prepare a good documentation for you to make sure that you are buying the right property and you are doing the right things that you need to do. So I hope for those who have listened today and will keep listening, that you've learned from your mistakes and you will not make these mistakes any longer. And when you want to buy any property now, you are going to calm down, take your time to do all the proper things you need to do before you drop your money and buy a property. So don't forget that you can always call us. I'm a realtor. I'm Liskari Oluwashomayo. I'm a realtor based in the city of Ibadan, and I can always walk you through your real estate journey. Whatever property you want to buy, sell, or manage, we can always assist you and walk you through your real estate journey to make it all easy for you. And you can always call me on WhatsApp, which is 08162220182, 08162220182, or DM on Instagram, Kikes Luxury Homes, and I am fully available to respond to you, to reply to you, to take all your needs, to attend to you, and make sure that this real estate journey is an easy one for you. It's something that you can easily do and enjoy, and years to come you are still going to tell me, Kike, thank you so much for this. So don't forget that you can always join us on Talk Real Estate with Oluwaseun Liskari every Tuesday from 2:30 to 3 p.m. live on Aloore Radio, on YouTube, on Facebook, Aloore Radio, then on Instagram, Kikes Luxury Homes. We are always live and ready to talk to you about real estate. Anything that has to do with real estate, we are fully available for you. So have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week, and have a great day, and also happy new month. Have a great day.
That when you lose your way, find the road back home. Rainy days and lonely nights, feel like I'm losing time. Nowhere else to go, so I chase the fading light. Up all night till dawn, wonder how many days I've gone. Will Papa take me back if I wanna go home? Yeah, yeah.